All right, Shalom. Be- Before I begin, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yehoshua Ba'ashim Makakudash, and double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect throughout the four winds of the earth who are pushing and teaching His word in truth and in sincerity. All right, so I got First Peter 5 and 8 pulled up. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And these are the times, uh, where the devil is devouring. So we got to be on our P's and Q's, man. And so that's why that our elders and apostles here at Great Millstone, are strict and require us to work. Okay, because it's only by putting forth your work that you prove your faith. Jump to that. We'll jump back to this. James 2. '17, and it says, even so faith, if it hath if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man Salakia, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. And so that's how you really prove yourself, man. Okay, because we're all on the proving grounds right now. We're all trying to make the cut, man. We're all trying to make the team of the elect. Okay, we're trying to be a part of the election. The 144,000 whose names are written in heaven. And so what you got to do to prove that? Okay, you got to perform. Just like let me get this one. This one just came to mind. 1 Samuel 2 and 3. Love the scripture, man. I absolutely love the scripture. Because it really cuts, it cuts down a lot of beliefs of the world, especially Christianity. So this is 1 Samuel 2 and 3. It says, talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for Yahweh is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. And I know this is in the Old Testament, but the Lord don't change, and only a select few are truly going to be able to grasp that to this very day, he is still a harsh judge, man. Okay, he is merciful to those that serve him, but he is still a harsh judge, man. And people are really going to understand that when the times of the end, truly begin to show and come upon the earth, man, because the scriptures talk about that there shall be troubles on all sides. Times of distress, times of peril, times of famine, time of pestilence. A time of a lack of bread, and especially the time for the lake of fire to come, man, which is going to come by a way of thermonuclear missiles, okay, that are all going to be shot onto Babylon the Great, by all these other nations, man. You know, uh, uh, this is what is prophesied, man. You know, and so that's why we preach and teach it, doing our best to give the warning. You know, doing according as the word tells us to do. Okay, to lift up our voice like a trumpet, and to show Jacob their transgressions. We have to do this, man. Okay, we have to give the warning, so that we may wash the blood off of our hands, because at that point, man, we did our part. You know, and plus, if this word was not preached and taught, then how would the elect be gathered? You know, how would the elect be gathered if this word was not, uh, uh, spoken of? You know, and the Lord is so magnificent that even if every man um, if every man Salakia refused to do this work, man, the Lord said that that He could raise up stones. Okay, but there are men, who are doing this, man. All right. Anyways, let's get back before we go too off topic. James 2:18. Yep, we got that. Got to prove yourself by your works. It's important to perform because the Lord judges people by what they do. And I got another one for that too. I forgot exactly how this is worded, but it should come up. 2 Corinthians 5:10. It says, for for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So it's according as to what you have done, man. AKA your works, and and how you performed in this life. All right, let's get back to First Peter 5:8. I'm gonna get the word for be sober. Sober means to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit. And certain faiths like Christianity will take this too far and say, "Oh, I can't drink. Oh, I can't drink." But that's how you know that, bro, bro, they lack wisdom, because it says in the Apocrypha, okay, which is connected to the Bible. All right. It says that wine was made to make a man happy, as long as it is drunk in moderation. Because it's not until you go too far with it, which will lead to the point to where you're not calm or collected in spirit. All right, it says to be temperate, dispassionate, circumspect. All right, and then I want to get this word for vigilant. Be vigilant, to watch. Hey, bro, you gotta watch. Okay, the Lord said that He would set up. Let's just get it. Isaiah 62 and verse 6, and it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. And the watchmen are not holding their peace. Okay, you have videos constantly being uploaded, throughout all 24 hours of a day, man. Okay, because bro's got different schedules. Bro, he might stay up extra late or wake up extra early, and put forth videos. Says says ye that Slakia, ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence. So we're not gonna hold our peace, man. These things must be spoken and talked, and talked about, man. Just like all the shit going on right now, man. Shit, man. These devils are paving the path, for the chip to be introduced. Setting up certain events to take place for them to bring about their whole beast system. So this is why you have to be prepared, man. Ephesians 6. Since I get this all the time, I'm gonna just get right to the point. Actually, I'll start at 13. Nah, gotta start at 11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that Salaki, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You have to prepare yourself and gird yourself about with this armor, or you will fall and faint in the days of tribulation and trials. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. So when we talk about certain things, man, that pertain to the elites and Esau, and how he worships Satan and is a damn demon. People think that we're too far fetched. Oh man, you crazy, bro. You crazy about. Oh shit, bro. You tripping. Nah, but peep out what the scriptures say, man. The scriptures say this, man. The same people who will turn down the things that we preach and say have no answers. They have no answers, and they have no idea why stuff is the way it is. They don't know. They are blind, but they refuse to see the truth. And so that's truly the Lord keeping that dark veil over their eyes. Because the scriptures talk about those being born in vain. And so people like that can be the ones who are born in vain. Born just to die. Okay, born just to receive judgment. Okay, it is what it is, and that's the harshness of the Lord. People can't accept that, but that's who He is. Get with it or die. Truly. It says, verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor. Actually, I think I already read that one. Actually, I'll read it again. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, man. Having your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. Basically, like, man, you can't fail. And ain't nothing gonna separate you from the love of Yahweh Shai. And take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, which is why you have to perform the word, man. Because as soon as you perform the word, that's what makes your roots grow. because it just gives you a whole different, you know, type of look and feel and belief in the truth. You know, so it's, hey man, it's a time to be prepared. You know, Pre- preparation, 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 man. Okay, the whole world wants you to fail in this truth. You know, everyone's gonna be against you, man. You know, all your friends and your family, everyone, man. So this is what you have to prepare for, because these times are coming, man, and they are coming quick. All right. So with that being said, I hope and pray that this was edifying. And until the next one, shalom.